So today is a super big day. It is a big day for me, and you don't know this yet, but this is a huge day for you because we are putting out the first of two incredible tools that have never been given to you in the travel industry or as business people, and one of them has never existed before. So the good news is the one we're going to give you today is free. You're going to love it. It's going to give you clarity. If you know anything about Oprah's aha moments, you're about to have an aha moment of yourself. I promise that this episode and this free tool that we have coming your way is going to be an absolute game changer in your business. You will literally never wake up ever again and be unsure what to focus on. You ready? Let's jump straight in.
Hey there, I'm Sandra McLemore, and I have trekked both the globe and the travel industry for over 25 years. From my first steps as a travel agent to my exciting career as a travel TV host and contributor on network news and morning shows. And now, coaching over 42,000 travel entrepreneurs. Guys, I've seen the highs and the lows of what it means to market and sell travel. Whether you're taking your very first steps in the industry or scaling up to reach amazing new goals, perhaps feeling a little bit adrift and looking for a compass, you, my friend, are in the right place. In each episode, we're going to learn from stories that inspire, strategies that work, and conversations that dive deep into the heart of starting up and scaling a travel business. Fasten your seatbelts, stow away your doubts, and prepare for takeoff. This is your boarding pass to the Travel, Marketing, and Media Podcast.
So, two incredible tools. I have to say that these tools came out of necessity for my own business. You see, over the years, I have been very lucky, and I use that word very carefully because lucky to me, the definition of lucky to me anyway, is a combination of being prepared and also being in the right place at the right time. So I've been very lucky that my lead magnets have worked really well the first time, every time. I've been really lucky that I have been invited back conference after conference, trade show after trade show to speak. Again, remember, lucky for me is a combination of being super prepared and in the right place at the right time. I've been really lucky to have loyal clients and followers just like you. And so because I've been really lucky in business, it's very easy to see the things that are going well and say, I'm just going to repeat that. I'm going to keep doing that. But herein lies the problem, that when that stops working, or perhaps that needs to be shifted because something has changed and it's not available to me anymore, I needed to come up with new ways to market. So the pandemic was the first time that thing that I was doing, or those things that I was doing, it wasn't that they stopped working, it's that they weren't available to me anymore. And namely, I mean conferences. So I built a huge portion of my email list and my community and my client base off of the conferences that I go to. To date, at the time of recording this podcast episode, we have had 42,000 travel advisors and agents sign up for our courses, programs, trainings, and events. That's nuts. Do you know how many towns there are in America that don't even have that many people? 42,000 people. That blows my mind. And again, so grateful that we have been in that situation. Now, the majority of people who come to us find us because of one of two things. Number one, they see us at a conference or a trade show. They see me on stage or they see me in a webinar. So speaking engagements, I'm going to call that. Number two is word of mouth. You all know that there are so many people trying to grab your money out there. They promise to help you with copywriting, with web design, with sales, with all the things, social media, the biggest culprit of all. And I would say personally that out of every 20 that I see, one of them has any business being in your business. And I say that, and I know it sounds really harsh. I've never been afraid of competition. There's so much space for everyone. I love seeing new businesses thrive, but I only like businesses helping you if they have the receipts. Like, honestly, have you actually sold travel? Have you actually marketed travel? Have you actually worked in this industry? Do you understand the infrastructure of this industry? And most importantly, is what you're charging people for something that you have done before and had results for that person? And so many different options out there. And when I speak on stage, I think it's a really good opportunity for people to imagine what it would be like to learn from me in a course. Like they walk away and say, gosh, she was exactly what I needed to hear, or I really needed that information because I didn't know that I needed it. And it pierced through me. And this is what's wrong in my business. And now I know the direction I have to go in. And they now know what it would feel like to work with me. So needless to say, when the pandemic came around, I was like, holy moly, what am I going to do? The majority of my audience come from live speaking engagements. So of course, all the in-person speaking engagements turned into virtual engagements. And while they were cool, they were good in the beginning, I feel like everybody got zoomed out. The only thing more annoying than Zoom calls was when someone sent you an invitation for a Microsoft Teams call because you were like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what Teams is, or Google Hangout, or some other weird go-to webinar, or Blue Jeans, or some randomness. Like I never got to love webinars because we did them for so long. In fact, I craved seeing people back in person. So that incident of me suddenly having my number one traffic driver pulled out from underneath me, that made me have to reconsider other things. The number two way that people come to me is through word of mouth. Word of mouth is absolutely huge. And when I say word of mouth, I'm going to kind of put that as an equal second, third place to joint venture partnerships. And I'll talk about this in a completely different episode. But today I want to focus on measuring the marketing that I've been doing, trying new things and trying to figure out what works quickly, and this new tool that we've put out. So word of mouth is huge for me. When people join our Facebook group, we ask them a couple of questions, and one of them is their email address so that we can build our email base, keep you updated, keep you informed, let you make decisions yourself on what you need and what you don't need. I love it. My friend always says, eat the meat and spit out the bones. So we sign you up to our email list so that you can eat the meat and spit out the bones. Now, in addition to that, we also ask you what you're most struggling with in your travel business. So people are really great to be able to give us that information. And that helps us to develop new tools, literally where the idea from this tool came from. And thirdly, we ask you, how did you hear about us? And so often it's that you heard about us because other travel advisors were talking about us. Listen, numbers don't lie. Referrals don't lie. So those have been the two biggest traffic drivers. And word of mouth has never gone away for us. That has stayed strong for the last 7 years. But like I said, the in-person events did. And then I would listen to podcast episodes by entrepreneurs that I really look up to. They're role models for me. And I would listen to one about Pinterest, or I'd listen to one about LinkedIn, or I'd read an article and I would think, gosh, maybe I should give that a try. But with things working so well, I was really slow to adopt new things. Yeah. And so I did give Pinterest a try. It was about 30 days and then I quit. And needless to say, Pinterest blew up for us in terms of it being our second biggest traffic driver to our website. And here's what happened. My team came to me and they said, Sandra, did you know that Pinterest is our second biggest traffic driver? And I'm like, what do you mean? I posted literally 20 different pins. Like I pinned 20 things and haven't touched it in months and months and months and months and months. Like maybe it had been like 9 months or something. I can't remember. And they said, no, people are still pinning, repinning, commenting, and most importantly, clicking on pins in Pinterest and coming across to our website. I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. So then I jumped on and I created 100 pins and I went back in and I pinned them. What happened? People started coming to our website. But here's the thing. In order to keep up with what's working, and I am talking, imagine all of the tools that you have, in order to keep up with all of those tools. So let's just think for a second. These could be your email marketing tools. It could be ConvertKit. It could be, actually, I'm going to bring up a list right in front of me. It could be, it could be ActiveCampaign, AdRoll, AdForm. It could be Backlink Manager. It could be ConvertKit, Constant Contact, Facebook ads, Google Ad Manager, Google Ads, Google Analytics, which is now Google Analytics 4. It could be Google My Business, Google Local Ad Services, Google Sheets, maybe we use HubSpot as a CRM. So then we dive into a lot of CRMs, Instagram, LinkedIn ads, MailChimp. Are you using any of these, more of these, like bunch of these? Pinterest ads, Salesforce, Stripe to collect your fees, Twitter. We're not on Twitter, but a lot of people are. WooCommerce, we're definitely on WooCommerce. Yelp ads, YouTube. Like there are so many tools out there. Our podcast platform, everything. I know that all of them offer analytics. I know that all of them allow for me to be able to download my numbers and my stats. But do you know how much time that would take me every single week to download my stats from every single platform and then try to figure out what stats exactly I'm looking at, learn to read them and analyze them? I swear sometimes I feel like I'm trying to read an ultrasound or an x-ray and I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I feel like the closer in that I lean, the more I'll understand it. I feel like my analytics are like that for all of those platforms. So I really wanted to find a program that I could measure all of those tools that I just listed to you that I use, a good 15 tools all in one place. I wanted to get an email report once a week. I wanted to just pop in, type my information, and it would come into this beautiful graph and I would get it. And I searched high and low and there was nothing out there. And I was like, well, how am I meant to set my goals? How am I meant to set my conversion goals, my traffic goals, if I can't measure them easily because I've got to jump into 15 different programs every week? So here I am now, imagine this, and I want to know, are you in the same position where there are two things that you struggle with? One is actually setting goals for your business. Like, what is a good sales goal? How many people would I have to book to reach that sales goal? If I have to book that many people, how many proposals will I have to do? Quotes will I have to give? If I need that, how many leads or inquiries would I have to receive? And to get that number of inquiries, how many email subscribers or social media followers would I have to have? I never knew those numbers for my business until about a year ago. Learning those numbers for my business actually told me exactly what I needed to sell, how many I needed to sell, how many people needed to be. Like, I literally knew how many email subscribers I would need in order for my next launch, our famous course, Travel Marketing Revolution, how many email subscribers I would need, what the open rate of my email would have to be for my email sequence that goes out about it, what the click rate would have to be, how many questions we'd have to get in our inbox in order to sign up X number of people for my course. And then recently with our travel club, we have a really low-key, tiny little travel club of friends, family, and online followers, TV followers, who come travel with us. And we have our first trip going out soon. I actually know how many cabins I needed to book in order to hit my goal for the group, which then allowed me to figure out how many email subscribers I needed, what open rate I needed, what click rate I needed, so that if I sent an email out about this cruise that we're doing together, I would get X number of bookings. It's not marketing, it's math. Math always works, right? So here I am needing to know those numbers, subscribers, leads, quotes and proposals, sales, clicks, open rates, to help me to determine what my sales forecasts are going to be for the year and what my revenue could be and what my commission could be or my profit could be. And on the other end, I need to know all these tools, 15 different tools, what's going on behind them, you know? I recently had an entire, like a whole body scan from top to bottom. It was from the top of my head to the tip of my toes. And the reason that I did it was not because just out of curiosity. Literally, it was $2,400 I had to save for it. And one of the reasons that I wanted to do it was because I am so clear about what the outside of my body looks. I know where the spots are on my face, know which way my part goes on the top of my head. I know exactly where I should part it every day without even like having to measure. Like, you just know your body, right? You know how your nails grow, you know how fast they grow, you know your skin, what's off color for your skin, what's a good coloring for your skin, your spots and your freckles. But for my inside of my body, I didn't know that. And one day I was like, oh my gosh, if I was to die of a disease that was in my body for a long period of time, imagine if I didn't know about it and I just walked in and someone said, you have terminal X, terminal Y, or you have late stage X or Y. I would be devastated because I would think to myself, how could I just live my life not knowing, especially if I wasn't symptomatic for the earlier stages? And so I went and had this full body scan, and they scanned me from top to bottom. If you want to know more about it, you can email me. And anyway, I got back the very next day. It took like 60 minutes. I got to watch Netflix in there for the first 30 minutes. I watched Love Island. Do you know how trashy that is? And then I fell asleep for the last bit of it, because the first bit you have to hold your breath, breathe out, that kind of thing. And there's no x-rays or anything involved, like no radiation, or what was that, what you call it? Rays. I don't know what the right word is. And also you don't feel claustrophobic because it's open on either end. But anyway, I got my results back the next day, and I literally got back video, images, graphs, charts, numbers. And guess what, you guys? There was 7 findings. There was 7 things going on in my body, 2 of which I knew about, and my doctors and my medical team monitor it, and 5 that I had no idea. And those 5 things, thank the Lord, thank the universe, whoever you believe in, those 5 things are things that I can actually make lifestyle changes for, and I can correct them or get rid of them. But if I continued without making any changes, they could actually 10, 20, 30 years down the track be debilitating for me. And then I thought to myself, how lucky am I? Thank you to my thriving business that I could afford to do this. Thank you that my husband could afford to do this. Also findings, also changeable with lifestyle changes. But then I thought, oh my gosh, this is like my business, y'all. If you knew what was happening inside your business, behind the walls of each of the tools that you used, wouldn't it change the things that you do every day? Wouldn't it change the way that you move in your business? So it kind of blew my mind a little bit. And I started talking to Anthony about it. And years ago, he had this satirical political satire, that's how you say it, show that he did on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, because he's super into politics, but he also loves to educate people as well and likes to do it with a little bit of humor. And he used to work so hard on these episodes, so hard on them. And his viewers were really low, and he couldn't figure out how. And I would try to help him, but we were just dating, and I didn't want to get too, didn't want to become his business coach, wanted to become his wife. And so now I was just talking to him this morning about this second of the 2 tools that we're bringing out. And we haven't even named it yet. It's so new, but we've been testing it, and we're getting ready to launch it out in a few weeks' time from you hearing this episode. And the first tool is a free tool to all travel advisors. Please spread the word everywhere about the first tool. I'm going to announce its name in just a moment and tell you what it does. And then the second tool, if you want to take your business seriously, if it's not a hobby, if you legit actually need to make money, then please learn about this tool and find a way to make it work. Cut another expense, because Anthony literally said to me today, he said, babe, if I'd have had this tool when I was doing that political satire show, if I'd have had this tool when I started XYZ project or business. And then I told a couple of other friends, they're like, oh my gosh, I have never seen anything like that. I wish that I had that when I started my business. I wish that I had that when I started my business. I wish that I had that when I was trying to scale my business. So anyway, the new tool, the free tool that we are announcing, is called Revelation. You will receive a video, might be broken down into a few small videos, I'm not sure yet, guiding you through how to make 4 or 5 big decisions in your business, And then you will get a workbook. It's a digital workbook with really complex formula behind it, but you don't have to worry about that because I literally sat and cried at Excel for weeks. And while it was being built, I had a vision. And basically, you will be able to, by the time you have finished this spreadsheet, and it will take you no more than 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, you will have a freedom and a clarity that you've probably never had before. It will allow you to put in up to 12 suppliers, and I'll tell you why 12 in one of the videos, but it'll allow you to actually, I did a whole podcast episode about it. It was two episodes ago, around like 24, episode 24, 25, around there. I'll put a link in these show notes, but you will be able to put in your 6 to 12 key suppliers, the commission rate for each, the amount of commission dollars that you would like to receive in your hand for each, the commission split that you get if you are part of a host agency. It will ask you also what your average close rate is. So maybe for every 10 quotes, you do 7 sales. It will ask you the average cost per ticket. So if you're selling river cruises, it could be $3,500, $4,000. If you're selling Disney, it could be $1,600. It's different for everybody. If you're selling Abercrombie and Kent, totally different again. If you're selling Scenic Eclipse, it could be $20,000 per person per booking. And can I tell you, you will have a revelation. You will finally know exactly how many email subscribers you need to sell and hit your commission target for each product based on a very specific open rate for your emails, click rate for your emails, changeable by the way, close rate for your sales from your leads to closed bookings. You will know exactly how many email subscribers you have to have, how many paying clients you will get from having that many email subscribers. And given that you're doing weekly marketing, which you know that we can guide you on that, you know we can guide you on it, whether you want to DIY it or you want to use our All Access Pass, we can DIY it. We can help you to figure that program out, that part of your business out. But trust me, if you put your numbers into Revelation, you watch the short videos of me helping you to make those decisions and clarify those decisions. If you do that foundation work and you put those numbers in, you are going to have a massive revelation. You will no longer wake up every day thinking, what am I focusing on? Because your numbers will hit you over the face. If you're that kind of person like me that has always been afraid of numbers, I wasn't so good at math when I was a kid. Literally the only kind of numbers that I was ever good at were when my nana would give me like coins to go to the store and I could buy 1-cent candies. And I know if I had like 82 that I could buy 82 candies. And I was just never good at math. And that was a narrative that I created because I wasn't doing that well. And unfortunately, I didn't have teachers that were able to help me. Or identify that I needed help or help me in the way that I needed to be helped. And then because I said, I'm not good at math, I literally carried that narrative into my adult life, which meant that I just blocked all math related things, gave an awkward laugh, went, I'm not good at math, and then just went on with my life. The problem when you make narratives like that in your life is it becomes your words become your reality. So if you're anything like me and you say, I'm not good at math, I'm not good at data, I'm not good at numbers, this is for you. If you are starting up in your business and you do not want to waste and burn time, energy, money, and resources trying to just get to where you're going, trying to get to the best that you can do, this is for you. And you would be shocked, or maybe not, I don't know, at the number of travel advisors that do not have very clear numbers in their business that they aim for at the year. So many travel advisors that I know are huge, maybe 8% of our community until Revelation comes out. And then hopefully it'll be 0% one day. But so many travel advisors say, I'm just going to do my best this year. I'm going to market when I'm not selling. Did you hear that? I'm going to market when I'm not selling. I'm going to market when I have time. I'm going to market when I have money. And I'm just going to see where the year takes me. And for some travel advisors, even though they get reports from like host agency or whatever, it's not until the very end of the year when the accountant or the bookkeeper says to you, this is your gross income. This is your profit. It's really, really, really scary to know that many of you run a business that way. What if you could choose? What if you could say, by the end of this year, I want to have this, and this is what I'm going to have to do to get there. So I want you to do this. Can you do it? I feel like if you don't do it, you're really making a statement. I feel like you're saying, I don't care enough about this business, or I don't believe enough in myself to even see what it be. So I want you to go to travelmarketingandmedia.com/revelation. travelmarketingandmedia.com/revelation. Watch the videos, download the tool, and then I would love to have conversations with you over in our Facebook group or wherever you want to have those conversations. Facebook group is the best place because it's private. Come on into the Travel Advisor Hub. That's the name of our Facebook group. Come over to Travel Advisor Hub, log in over there. Let's have this conversation about numbers, because we're not talking about how much money you have. You don't have to be shy like that. We're talking about your goals and your forecasts. But I can't wait to have this conversation with you. And in terms of the second tool, I want to tell you all about it now, but it doesn't even have a name. We've just been testing it this week. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It makes no mistakes. It's just, I wish that I'd have had it 7 years ago. I now know that if I could choose between having $50,000 for marketing and this tool, I would choose this tool, this new tool that doesn't have a name, over and over and over again, because I honestly believed I could have saved tens of thousands of dollars in marketing, if not hundreds, by choosing the right tactics, by stopping what's not working and turning up what is working. For now, let's just get excited about the first tool that's coming out. Her name is Revelation. She's going to give you a revelation that you've never had in your travel business. Yeah, you might have mapped out sales and commissions before, but I guarantee that you don't know how many email subscribers, click-through rates that you need to have in order for, if you were doing weekly marketing and you sent out a sales email, what you would need to get more sales. So head over there now, travelmarketingandmedia.com/revelation. Please share it with every single travel advisor that you know. I would love, 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 love for them to have this free tool. There's no strings attached. Just download it. You'll have the digital workbook. It's super easy. There's videos to guide you. And I just can't wait to hear your feedback on it. Okie dokie. I'll see you in the next episode of the Travel, Marketing, and Media.
If this podcast episode resonated with you and you'd like to hear more, head over to travelmarketingandmedia.com/podcast to get notified about new episodes and also listen to any that you may have missed. And if you'd like to ask a question about this episode, you can send it there for me to answer on a live Q&A. We'll see you in the next episode.